there are a lot of D&D communities here in Southeast Asia. But the problem is that trying to find a schedule, especially for adults, especially for those that are already at the working age, in their 20s and in their 30s. So that's the biggest problem. So anyways, I'm gonna head into my second ever D&D session. The last one was during the QC Game Expo, where we demoed our Song of Ice and Fire, and there was this organization called the Greasy Snitches. You guys can check them out online. They do D&D stuff. They provide the DMs for not only casual but hardcore players. They're a good group. Anyways, I am going with another group this one. This fall in the following weeks. And yeah, gonna be my second ever. So what I'm planning to do is I'm going to basically rehash the character that I made. Level 2, I have a level 2 wizard now, but I'm going to try and rehash them. Because last time when I did the same thing, when I built the character with the Greasy Snitches, it felt like the whole thing was a bit rushed and a lot of the aspects weren't that fully explained to me. I know I'm supposed to be reading up on stuff, but you know what? I'd rather have a conversation, so why don't we start? I'm so sorry. This is the closest thing. One of the reasons why we're playing this right now is this is the closest thing I have to D&D right now, Tyranny. So new game settings, normal difficulty requires strategy and efficiency, but forgives a few mistakes in combat. Companion combat AI is enabled by default. Hard, veterans of isometric such as Pillars of Eternity. I definitely played Pillars of Eternity, but I didn't see it as D&D like, and I never beat the game anyway. So let's start with normal. We're here to have fun, and we're here to basically check the game out. Tyranny. Mm. Hmm. The whole apple cinnamon thing, not so bad. Oh, why is it taking so long? This is the reason why we cap. I'm gonna need to brush my teeth again after this. This is the reason. Oh my god! I thought we crashed there for a second.
For over 400 years, the armies of Kairos the Overlord have swept across the known world. All who stood against them fell before their might.
Uh-huh.
Even the Archons, women and men of immense power, were forced to kneel, chained to the Overlord's will. Now Kairos' final conquest has come to our corner of the world, and two of the Overlord's armies compete for the honor of taking our lands. The elite disfavored, and the teeming horde of the Scarlet Chorus. The voices of Nerat, spymaster and Archon of secrets, guides the fierce and undisciplined masses of the Scarlet Chorus. With each battle, the Scarlet Chorus grows stronger, as the defeated are given a simple choice: serve or die. Graven Ash, Archon of War and the Overlord's most loyal general, leads the disfavored. Though small in number, Kairos' ironclad legion has never met true defeat in open battle.
Never met true defeat, quote unquote.
Watching over the two generals is Tunon, the Adjudicator. Archon of Justice, eldest of Kairos' minions. Tunon brings Kairos' laws to newly conquered lands, aided by the Fatebinders, judges and executioners of the Overlord's laws.
Awesome.
You were among the youngest of the court of Fatebinders when Kairos' armies came to our lands. How could we have known that the fate of thousands would rest in your hands?
So we're like Judge Dredd. Judge, jury, and executioner all rolled into one. To enhance the will of Kairos. Okay. In the Northern Empire, where you were born, women enjoy equal protection under the laws of the Overlord Kairos. In the southern lands of the Tiers, Tiers, women may cruise ship, but only men may own capital or a vessel. While these customs give the oceans to the men, the lands are trusted to the women. Men may rent and lease, but only women may own land. Perfect balance there. And bequeath it to their daughters and sisters. So we're looking at the matriarchal society as soon in terms of land ownership. While following a parent's profession as standard, many women chose to pledge service to one of the overlord's powerful archons. Those without a viable trade or lands to call their own are often drafted into the armies of the archons, where it is assumed they will rise to glory or vanish into obscurity in accordance to their worth. Okay. Why not? What about the men? Okay. The Northern Empire, blah, 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 same thing. Most sons, the only difference is most sons enter their father's profession by their mid-teens. Those without one or family lands can find their purpose by pledging service to one of the overlord's mighty archons. Criminals, derelicts, and others are often conscripted into the armies of the archons. And if a child cannot forge his own skein, again, comments, he will certainly find one in battle. All right. Here we work. All right. All right. Okay, we've had a long and arduous service in Arco, in the Overlord's army. We've definitely seen a lot of sun, and we may or may not have forgotten to ladder on a sunblock in one of these long marches ahead. Yeah, I definitely did that during my time with the football team, that I may have forgotten to ladder on sunblock. And we played, and it was our mid scrimmage during lunchtime, and especially during the morning run. So by nightfall, we'd be sunburned. Okay, see our portrait. Hair color, dark. Yes, it's been a long time coming in the Archon service. Male noble. That it?
That wasn't so hard.
That wasn't so hard. Male aggressive.
I must rest soon.
I must rest soon. Why does he sound like Batman, or why is he trying to sound like Batman? Male sneaky?
See that?
See that? Oh my god, we can do our own portrait. Oh. Oh my god, we can do our own portrait. No, I want the shadowy one. Because our face is not for consumption but of service. Wait. Let's do the shadowy mysterious one. No, that's a rogue. Guy's holding a staff. I like the mustache. You know what? If you guys like this one, we're definitely gonna go with. We're definitely going. We're gonna change this. Oh, female. There's no music. Did we like shut off the music or something? I want the music. Or did I buy the edition that doesn't have any music? Yeah, let's do the whole glowing face green thing. But there's another version of this. I mean, we're doing D&D. Okay, this one's female. Wait, there was another one. He was doing the whole glowing thingy thing. I like the hair, but I like the hood better. All right. Hair. All right. Let's keep it clean. I honestly had a mohawk when I was young, as a younger man. Okay. But now that we're old and... Oh, I like this one. This one. Definitely that one. Now with the face, I can't tell. This one. Oh yeah, I like it. I like this one. Yeah. Okay. So we have that green portrait. Yeah. History. Okay, we're going for the history next. Look, I was a pit fighter. Not wishing to pay the feed and house to the madame that purchased your mother sold you to the proving grounds. See, when I was making my character, they wanted me to be a soldier. I told them pit fighter that was injured out. But you're a noble scion, born to noble parents. You were groomed for leadership, letters, history, and rhetoric. When your parents came under accusation of sedition, you were sent to the court of Tunon. Hold on. Tunon, Archon of Justice to defend your family's actions. Your parents were found guilty. They're sentenced to dissolution of the treasonous estate. Alright, so you lost all of the money. You negotiated your most important deal yet, immunity from the crimes of your family. Okay, so you did not go down with the ship. Or we did not go down with the ship. For the simple cost of swearing fealty to the Archon himself. Despite the unwilling induction, your education and savvy made a viable addition to the Archon's cadre of enforcers. And so long as you remain in good standing, your family just might be allowed to live. Diplomat, they thought they'd never tell you why Kairos bestowed great wealth upon your family for some unmentioned service, and your parents used this wealth to have you raised far from home. Your childhood was a nomadic tour of the Terratus? Yes, Terratus. With hired shooters and fleeting friendships where others had stability and routine, you had worldly and varied education. Okay, so you definitely traveled a lot, so yeah. That would have made you were worldly, so yeah, you'd be a good diplomat. A careless world in the far-flung city landed you in legal trouble. You were taken before Tunon, the adjudicator, and made to stand trial. Not only did you plead your innocence, but you turned the accusations around on the accuser for wasting the court's time, and the Archon of Justice concurred. Amused by your wit, wisdom, and adaptability, Tunon claimed you as the newest enforcer. So, noble scion, you made a deal not to get yourself killed or your family killed. So letters through prosperity grew up quickly and bear the honor. So rich kid. Well, here's the thing. Every time I make an RPG, I try to project as much of myself as I can. So that way, I honestly feel connected to the character. I mean, as much as we like, or as much as I like, being whatchamacallit, looking at stories, I'd rather live my own. I mean, that's how I feel about the whole thing. Guild Apprentice, deeply surrounded your intelligence, the voices of Nerat. No. A small magic to teach you letters, numbers, and magic. Proved capable. Noble Scion. Alright, let's do Noble Scion instead of Diplomat. Nomadic tour sounds so tedious, so Noble Scion it is. Letters, history, and rhetoric. Okay. So, following atrophy spells. Alright. We're a Noble Scion. So, what do we have here? Unarmed attacks? Shock spells? Shock, Vigor. The school is a utility branch of magic that's granting bonuses to yourself and allies. So, Vigor spells? So, do we like... Do we like, do we like buffing ourselves and our allies? Is that how it is, or do we do damage? Yeah, let's do dual wielding. I like dual wielding for the simple reason that there was a LARPing there was like a LARPing group, and I tried dual wielding with the foam swords and I enjoyed it. So yeah, we're gonna dual wield. Slice, bleed, flurry of blows. Yeah, I can do flurry of blows. Unleashed a double attack on your target. Yes. Okay. So next. Dual wielding. Okay. What about 2? 2 is vigor spells, I guess. Vigor. So do we like buff our physical capabilities? Is that how it works? Right, let's buff it. You learn this ability, the Titan's Touch. Okay. Alright, we can do either or. Okay, got it. So yeah, we're just going to buff our physical abilities. Too bad there's like no spearmen here. Oh, there's a spear and shield thingy. But I like dual wielding. I mean, a bit ironic that I never learned Arnis or Eskrima. Okay, so for the colors, for the logo, alright, this is going to be the hand. No. What looks like an open book? What is that? Knowledge, wisdom, the hand of Sauron. By the way, the voices thing, in the earlier trailer sounded like it was definitely inspired by the Eye of Sauron. See. Ooh. If ever I was going to come up with a sigil, check this out, right? I'd have the hanging tree sigil. Basically, it's going to be a tree with a noose coming down from it. It was inspired by the Hanging Tree song and in the Hunger Games. Anyways, what's closest to our logo here? The hanging tree? No, this is the tree. No, this is the tree. No, it looks more like a serrated arrowhead. A snake or a serpent is supposed to represent wisdom, but a little bit too on the nose, a little bit too hostile for my taste. So, what's closest to a book here? To an open book. I can't see it. Yeah, I mean, honestly, why is this so hard? Why is this so hard? Let's just do the hand. Because we're gonna regret. Oh wait, the pen. The pen is mightier than the sword. Like that's a tower. Fine, it's close enough. Let's do white, and then do the dark pen, or let's do the golden pen. Is that it, or do we want a gray background and then we want a white pen? Is that? Do we want it to be as plain as that? Character colors, dark. No. I like earth colors, or I like earth tones. Alright, so bronze or leather? Bronze. Yes, I like bronze. Yeah, no. Gray. Yep, I like earthen colors. So, is that how we... Yep. Yeah. And why do we want gold? Or no? The dark pen or the white pen. There we go. So brown and it looks like a nub. That thing looks like the end of a fountain pen. So yeah, that's why we're choosing it. And you know what? It could be interpreted as a tower. So dual wielding a hammer and an axe. All right, no problem. I prefer they gave me like 2 cutlasses when we were LARPing. Found it fun. All right. Definitely. Same as the wizard. Okay, so wait. What is it now? So we've got wits. So might, finesse, and quickness, vitality, and resolve. So I honestly don't know how to do with this. We've got might, so let's put 13. Finesse. Quickness, I guess. 11, and then wits. Okay. So might is physical strength of a character. Finesse is physical and mental precision. Quickness. So let's do finesse, I guess. And then wits is character's mental acuity. Observe and pick up on wits. Vitality and resolve. Ability to endure physical and mental challenge. Oh, okay. Okay, dual wield and magic staff, no problem. Controlled vigor. So, subterfuge, parry, lore. Alright, we're definitely gonna need like a high lore or something. Like, how much points can we spend on this one? Alright, we have 20 available points. So, 29, 30. Let's do a 28 here. Control vigor. Let's do 8. Okay. I wonder if it's high or low. Let's do lore. And then subterfuge, I guess let's heighten it up a bit. 28, and then parry 35, and then athletics, let's do 33. Hopefully I'm putting it in the right in the right attribute or in the right skill. How do you want to continue? Selecting will allow you to play through Kairos' Conquest of the Tears. Yeah, let's do the Conquest. Let's see how the story progresses. Okay.
All the world has fallen to Kairos, and now the Overlord's eye is on the Tears, our home. The last corner of the world free of Kairos' reign. 2 armies, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, march south from the Northern Empire, the last realm to fall to Kairos a century prior.
There was a Jet Li film, Hero. One hell of a good film, by the way, and it's over like more than 2 decades old, so it's no longer my fault if I spoil it for you guys. He was an assassin sent to kill the emperor, and the emperor basically already conquered all of China. So anyways, he was an assassin, and the only way anyone can get close to the emperor is when the emperor basically gives you a reward. So the bigger the reward, the closer you get. Meaning, he was off to kill every assassin out there that was, had a mission to kill the emperor. So he got closer. He killed. The more assassins he killed, the closer he got to the emperor. And finally, when he finally got to the emperor, close enough to actually kill him, he stopped. Because the emperor, finally managed to convince him that everyone looks at him, the emperor told him that everyone looks at him like he was nothing but a tyrant. But his true intention was to simply unite all under heaven, meaning to have a united China. That was the story of Hero. That's why in the end, he didn't kill the emperor, for the simple reason that he finally found out the reason why the emperor did all of those things, why he conquered all of those lands, why he killed all those people, which was to unite everything or unite all under heaven. So I wonder if we're going to do the same thing here.
In the early days of 428, Kairos' armies arrive at the Gates of Judgment, the mountainous border that we Tearsmen so long believed unassailable. Unable to agree on a unified plan of defense, the various leaders of the Tears sit and wait for each other to deal with the conquerors, until it's too late.
Of course. Well, let me just do this out. During the conquest, you will decide your character's actions in Kairos' invasion of the Tears, shaping the world through which you will adventure over the course of the game. Each choice you make affects your character and how major factions of the Tears respond to you. Your decision matter. Choose wisely. Nice. Yeah, one. Then we just get a drink, okay? The bastard city stood on the northern border. Sorry, excuse me. One more. Oh, yeah. The bastard city stood on the northern border between Kairos' empire and the Tears, built upon a natural harbor at the crossroads between the realms, and the city was a nexus of commerce. To the Tears, it was the center of all wealth. To a northerner, it was little more than a backwater trading post. Its symbolic status as a gateway to the continent made it a natural first target in Kairos' military conquest. Circumstances were ideal for you to prove your worth as a soldier in Kairos' armies. Taking the city would send a message to the rest of the tiers. Kairos' will is insurmountable. Alright, two options. Select a token. Two choices. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. The armies of Kairos, Gates of Judgment. The armies of Kairos took the battle to the Gates of Judgment, trumpeting the opening call of the conquest of the Tears. The two armies, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, brought to their distinctive sense of order and chaos to the assault. You went to battle alongside army whose approach best suited your strength. What was the other one? Infiltrate the Tears. History would remember the Gates of Judgment as the first battle of the conquest, but the real combat unfolded with the advanced units of both armies preparing the coming war. The Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus each had a plan to infiltrate the capital city. Which army did you join? I think we should strike a balance in the middle. I mean, we are a political player in this whole thing, so let's not. We've got aid the Disfavored Scouts or aid conscript enemy fighters for the Scarlet Chorus. Let's, try to convince people to join our cause. You join the Scarlet Chorus as they raided villages, small towns, conscripting every able-bodied man and woman into the army. The voices of Nerat emphasized the rewards of conscription and enslavement over wanton bloodshed. Apparently, his soldiers needed the reminder. You lent your skills to the elite Disfavored Scouts to capture the border garrison. Graven Ash insisted that an early victory in the offensive would boost the morale of his troops and diminish the haughty overconfidence of the Southerners. Okay, so this is the opening salvo. But the gates. Alright, let's see what happened at the gates. Standing shield to shield with Kairos' ironclad elite, you advanced on the mercenary army purchased by the nobles of the bastard city. The Legion wanted to send a message to the tiers that superior breeding and disciplined training would win the day. You rushed to the chaotic mass of the Scarlet Chorus, flanked the bastard city's army, and drove them to flee. You know what? Every Sun Tzu book, it is better to capture the city as pragmatic as possible to keep it intact. So let's go with the discipline, guys. But again, we're going to try and strike a lane down the middle. We are a political player after all. So let's go with discipline first. The bastard city learned too late that a military is earned and never bought. Oh, okay, they were talking about the mercenaries. The mercenary army quickly found themselves outclassed by the superior tactics and formation of the Disfavored. Those few who lived to the end of the battle were rounded up, and the weak executed and the strong enslaved to haul the army's wagon to the journey north. Alright, got it. We're journeying north. Okay, so what's this? To judge the enemy. The soldier of the tiers fell by the hundreds, and Kairos' armies could not agree on how to handle the few survivors they dragged back to camp. Befitting your role, the commanders turned to you to decide the fate of those who occupied the prison pens. There were only enough prisoners to support the plan of a single army. So, enslave the enemy, to haul their gear, dig their lettering, so they will need someone to do their dirty work or their grunt work, and keep their pallets warm at night. You can sign the survivors to their role of the Graven Ash's noble troops, or to serve in the Kairos army or die. Was in need of extra to fill up the vanguard, and your former enemies would occupy those slots nicely. Let's see what the other situation is. Feeding the host. Against the most optimistic projections, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus made short work of the local defenses. They did so well that the armies quickly outpaced the supply caravans. Troops were plentiful, but food was scarce. You only had time to execute one plan to secure provisions. Pillage the farmlands, send their horde, Kairos' army prepared on the reality of impending conquest, or B, confiscate food and supplies. You know what? Let's just, bolster the supply. Let's do the lesser evil. Alright? I believe one of the biggest flaws of the AI in any total war game is the moment you captured a city. And of course, here comes the counterattack, or here comes the invading army from which you took the city from. They would definitely burn and pillage the city, the same city that you just took from them. So, yeah, why don't we just, learn to work with each other? Because despite the fact that we conquered these people, we need their help. Alright? That's why insurgencies almost always win out. That's the reason why Afghanistan is called the end of all civilization. Either you stay as an occupying force, or either you pacify the entirety of the population that, they will follow you when you're gone. To judge the enemy, you armed cooperative ex-soldiers with scrap and weapons and tossed them into the vanguard of the Scarlet Chorus assault. Those who survived were welcome to take up the arms and armor of the fallen and eke out a desperate struggle to survive in Kairos' military. After their first victory, you reward the new recruits with opportunity to execute their wounded or reluctant countrymen. Well, holy shit. Well, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. I mean, this is an army after all. Okay, taking the bastard cities. The armies of Kairos amassed around the bastard city, the first bastion of the tiers to fall. Both armies longed to storm the walled outpost, the Scarlet Chorus howling for plunder, disfavored forming an unbreakable shield wall. Your prowess on the field of battle had carried you this far, but there was one more step before total victory. Both of the armies had inspired schemes to take the bastard city. Which do you support? The most pragmatic one, of course. What's this? You led a mixed band? Oh, okay, so right down the middle. To sabotage. You know what? Yeah, we could find the middle ground for all of this. I mean, in almost everything we've seen in this channel, let's almost always try to find the middle. And here, we've been given a chance to go down the middle. What's this? Concealing shadows. 1 per encounter. Great as cloud. Oh, for a short duration. Has increased chance to miss. During this time, your attacks will be less effective. Oh, whatever you choose here, you will gain. You will basically gain a skill. Warrior's Respite. Let's do the Concealing Shadows. Let's go down the middle. So sabotage its defenses. So yeah. Balance. Though it was challenging to earn the cooperation of both armies, their shared interest in taking down the city defenses allowed your scouts to work as a single unit. Once your forces scaled the walls, a mixture of tactics and savagery destabilized the city guard, who quickly lost their command over the defenses. Excuse me. As I said, once your forces scaled the walls, a mixture of tactics and savagery destabilized the city guard, who quickly lost their command over the defense and were forced to surrender. Lacking the support of archers or siege weapons, the bastards fell quickly to the bastard city fell quickly to Kairos' superior might. Okay, got it. Done. Over. Complete. Okay, we have a choice. Okay, the bastard city settled into a new state of normalcy, with every tower displaying Kairos' banner. Your name was whispered alongside rumors of a decorated career to come. The armies divided into 2 fronts and migrated south. Tunon sent word that you were to join the next frontier of Kairos' conquest, either as a judge or an overseer of the settlement of Lefian's Crossing, or as a war advisor with the armies advancing to the realm of the apes. Okay, so we have two choices for our next assignment. I guess that was our reward for a job well done. We get to choose our next assignment. Okay, so at Apex, the troops of the mountain realm of the Apex stood idle in the safety of their valley, biding their time as their neighbors in the bastard tier fell. In the second year of war, a joint force of disfavored and scarlet chorus crossed over the mountains to take control of the tier's central valley, or Lethian's Crossing. Deposits of iron ore made the settlement of Lethian's Crossing a strategic war asset. Cairo sends the forge-bound smith mages of exceptional skill to establish a flow of weaponry. Tunon, the adjudicator, sent one of his fate binders to ensure the enforcement of Kairos' wall. You know what? In almost all total war games, the most important thing that I figured out is that the economy is almost always the most thing you need. Everything else falls into place as long as you have the cash to support it. So yeah, let's go with Lethian's Crossing since we are supporting Kairos' will. I mean, let's make money. Let's be a good earner. Yeah. What's next? Lethian's Crossing. Years ago, Lethian the Bold founded a small merchant town at the intersection of ancient old walls. A pact between the settlers and the mercenary company meant that caravans were able to travel without fear of bandits or bane. Bane? Yes. And the town thrived in modest significance. Lethian's Crossing drew Kairos' attention for the iron deposits in the surrounding hills. With the region under Kairos' control, the northern smith mages could set up workshops to refine ore and arm the disfavored with the finest weapons in the known world. The Archon of Secrets dismantled the mercenary support with a generous bribe, taking the crossing in a bloodless victory. Tunon dispatching to travel alongside their forces to bring order to the region. We bring order to the region. Of course, iron must flow. You found a clever solution to improve production of iron weapons and armor, okay? Smith mages worked day and night to create weapons. No one faulted their dedication, yet production was low. The plans that came to light proved this divisive to the disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus. On one hand, any additional manpower needed for fighters, not forges. On the other hand, the celebrated weaponry needed to be fiercely guarded. So we have two choices. Local tribe of beast men. Their strength offset the disobedience. That their savages have access to the secrets. Okay. So again, we try to find balance compared to the support, but their voices refuse. So basically, we can script beast men but the problem is the disfavored don't like it for the simple reason that we're gonna give away our trade secrets to these beastmen. But then again, a little bit of trust is required. But to the Scarlet Chorus, that the recent influx can force them to serve. You repurpose these individuals to haul wagons. This proved an inconvenience. Alright. So this one beastman and the other one for this. So for the Scarlet Chorus, the tribe of beastmen, and then we have for the disfavored, we basically use the recruits that were supposed to go to the Scarlet Chorus. But what's the other problem? Oh, excuse me, the cult of Siren. Archon of Song used her arcane charm to lure locals into joining Kairos' army. As a patroness of the Scarlet Chorus, her efforts were critical to the conscription of new recruits. When an enthralled, disfavored soldier joined her cult, the company feared that the Archon was growing out of control and needed to be stopped. Oh, okay. That the Archon ceased her recruitment and that they be allowed to violently subdue. Okay. Alright. The cult of Siren. But that's how. That's how they recruit. In Scarlet Chorus tradition, you sent the latest batch into the front lines of the Apex campaign. Those who survived were welcome to remain. Would stand as a testimony to Siren's effectiveness. So they don't like it when things cross over. or the Beastmen. Anyways, the iron must flow. Do we like Beastmen? I mean, it feels like if we conscript the local Beastmen, it's like falling into the to the stereotype of every demi-human anime or isekai anime out there, that beastmen are enslaved or commingling with beastmen are frowned upon. But you know what? Everyone is needed. The war effort needs their help. And I believe the disfavored at this point is just being a little bit snooty. The Scarlet Chorus was overjoyed to learn of a beastman conscription and graciously lent their support to your cause. The local beastmen were subdued and yoked to iron-bearing wagons where their boundless strength and tirelessness proved critical to the smith mages. The disfavored grew agitated about exposing the secret to the iron to savages. You attempt to allay their concerns, but your words fell before a stubborn and uncompromising audience. You know what? You can't you can't please them all. Alright, so this time we're going to favor we're going to favor the disfavored. Okay, pick of the armory. Okay, since you aided the production of weapons, commanders have both lobbied for the additional arms. They offer the manner of bribes fitting your session. How do you sate their lust for irons? Orderly dispensation. Okay, you can favor keeping the best tools in the hands. The Scarlet Chorus display of preferential treatment. But what about this? A guardian's due. Okay. We could avoid since we conscripted the beastmen, we could, try to keep everyone happy by showing the disfavored the results of our decision of conscripting the beastmen. Kairos' army used the Titans Crossing as a reprieve from the war. It grew more crowded as a mercenary army hired by the Archon of Secrets occupied the barracks, where they drained resources, escalated tensions. The disfavored wanted nothing to do with the sellswords, and the Scarlet Corps sought to invite them into the fold. Disfavored demands mercenary be kept far from the righteous occupiers would not deign the provisions. You built a separate barracks, a mess hall, in order to keep the sellswords out of the army's way, and enacted strict laws against disorderly conduct. Interesting. So, I mean, they are mercenaries after all. We don't expect much from them, being sellswords. And the mercenaries engage in combat games and challenges, revelry, merriment. Of course, they're being friendly. So, a guardian's due, or how do we go down the middle, or do we favor one? Yeah, let's keep the best tools in the hands of the elite. I mean, we favored them last time, so let's go down the middle. Passing out to the hardiest Scarlet Chorus. Passing out iron to even the hardiest. The gang boss would have been a waste of resources. Most of them couldn't wield arms and more complicated than a pitchfork, and their chances of surviving a fourth night were suspect. The disfavored, by contrast, knew how to use and respect a capable weapon to its greatest potential. Perhaps more importantly, the disfavored remember their friends when a time of need arises, and their loyalty runs deep as any vein of iron ore. Okay. Who controlled the crossing? Tragedy struck when a mercenary hired by the voices of Nerat injured a forge-bound artisan, leaving him unable to practice his craft. Tunon ordered the mercenaries to leave the city in the hands of Kairos. Kairos' more responsible servants. Only a token garrison would be left behind while the armies returned to the front, as the disfavored and Scarlet Corps showed increasing tensions and hostility towards each other. Tunon decreed it best that only one force controlled the crossing. I mean, the Scarlet Chorus was definitely friendlier, and we just gave them the best weapons. So, I guess we let the Scarlet Chorus have this one, since there's no middle ground here. We gave the best weapons to the disfavored, so they're better off to the front, whereas the Scarlet Chorus, the Beastmen are here, they like the Beastmen, and they're more friendly towards the mercenaries to the local population, and they have the better chances of actually recruiting from the local population, so we leave the city to them. We can't make everyone happy. The Scarlet Courses flooded Lethian's crossing with overeager and undisciplined recruits. In their first few days of occupations, settlers suffered under rampant theft, murder, rape, and arson. By the following weeks, the hordsmen who sowed chaos for personal gain were dead, strung by a more disciplined half that took up their reins as self-appointed bosses of Lethian's crossing. The Forge-bound continued to mint iron, weapons, and armor, which Kairos' merchants carted to the disfavored garrisons elsewhere in the tiers. Shipments were light and sometimes absent. The Scarlet Chorus' quartermaster claimed ignorance of the matter. I completely miscalculated that one. Like, I miscalculated that one. Okay. Lethian's crossing. With the mercenaries expelled in the order, Kairos' forces congratulated themselves in bringing order to the settlement. Over the course of the diversion, the army advanced into the tiers. Your skills were needed in the realm to Azure, Stalwart, or Vellum. What is this? You may choose only one. Oh, okay, so I guess we did a good enough job that we get to choose our next assignment again. Stalwart, easily defend a rich military tradition, the realm, the most formidable realm in the tiers. Ooh, hardest assignment. Kairos' conquering gaze fell upon the Vellum Citadel, its treasures, its knowledge, its secrets. So, what's the next one? Azure. Dispatch a stone to subjugate the nation of Azure. So, this is the hardest assignment, and victory here would definitely increase our career's prospects, or B, treasures, knowledge, and secrets. Let's go for treasures, knowledge, and secrets for the simple reason that this may be a way to make it up to the disfavored. Let's gonna give them all the good intel, all the good knowledge and secrets. Yeah. What's next? The Vellum Citadel. The Vellum Citadel was an archive and library of massive scale. Oh, okay, so we're in the right place. Its inhabitants were known as the Skull of Ink and Quill, a circle of mages that centuries ago carved out their own mountainous refuge and lands unsettled by other major realms. Legend said that the Citadel housed a treasure trove of arcane knowledge. The Overlord's spies infiltrated the school and confirmed that much. The time was ripe to send a detachment to the Great Library Fortress and force the scholars to yield to Kairos. Alright. First one, the Chain of Command. Detachment marched onto the Vellum Citadel expecting the orderly surrender as they neared the main gate. A blast of arcane energy struck the commander dead. Suddenly, the highest-ranking officer alive of Kairos' forces looked to you for the next step. The call weighed upon your mind as it had an immediate influence on soldiers' losses. You ordered the expendable Scarlet Chorus to attack, commanding the disorderly mob forward to give a chance to withdraw. Though a costly maneuver in terms of lives lost. I feel like if we choose the other mission, it's like we're trying to avoid the hard decisions. You ordered to advance their shield wall. Could hold off until retreated. Okay. So, this is definitely a hard decision. The Song of Ensnarement. Okay, let's try the easier decision then. Syrian Archon of Song used her power to enthrall enemy mages who crept beyond the citadel walls. After Kairos' forces rounded up the arcane practitioners, the disfavored began executing the captives before they could share their dangerous knowledge. That was stupid! Scribe. We needed... I mean, the reason why we're here is to basically gain their knowledge. Oh my god, it's so inflexible. This is not how you win wars, people. You just don't execute prisoners like that. You punish the disfavored by executing their mages bound to the Scarlet Chorus, ordering the several to be given to the Archon of Song as her personal bodyguard. You calm the disfavored with a compromise. The sage's mouth would be bound with iron bridles, preventing them from speaking their forbidden knowledge. Okay, so iron bridles. What are iron bridles? Is it permanent? We need to interrogate. We need to keep him alive, and we need to be interrogated. So let's go with the iron bridles. There's a compromise here. As the disfavored fed the sages with their restraining mask, the Scarlet Chorus openly criticized the suppression of enemy intelligence. You gave soldiers a stern lesson of Kairos' laws and sensitive treatment of forbidden knowledge, but that didn't stop the whimpering and rumors that the conquest was being mismanaged. Screw you guys! Alright? No right decisions here, only consequences that we can live with. Okay, spy masters agents. A group of enemies surrendered to the disfavored, claiming them to be spies loyal to the voices. No one could verify. Okay, so basically a group of people came in and the disfavored interrogate them. Scarlet Corps protested, demanding the prisoners be given to their custody. They couldn't risk the voices of Nerat's secret falling into the wrong hands. This rivalry between these two. Alright, right of command. The Archon of Song, incited Scarlet Chorus' recruits to fight their leaders. Bosses were killed and supplanted the right. The disfavored demanded an end to the practice for the good of the conquest. What's wrong with these people? You agreed to the disfavored arguments. Right of command had its place, but not when Kairos' forces were outnumbered and reinforcements. Yeah! We can't... We can't kill the best of us. While things were so far out of reach, okay? The Scarlet Chorus even argued in favor of their ritual contest, killing in the end. They agreed to suspend the practice for the remainder of the Vellum Citadel campaign. Lacking an outlet to settle scores or deal with pent-up hostility, tensions fissured between commanders and recruits who were forced to act against their better nature and communicate. I don't know what to do with this one, but hold on. Alright, we need to make a decision. We live by our decisions, but hold on. Let me just do something here. There we go. Yes, Hold on. Spamming. Next. Oh, wait. No, viewership tampering. Why do they always target me? Is it because no one's watching? Is that why these viewership bots always go after us? It's like, dude, I would rather, no. Then get like cheap viewers. What's the point? The Edict of Fire. Crestfallen by the preferential treatment you showed the disfavored, the Scarlet Chorus retreated deeper into their mountains, leaving your detachment with a skeleton crew. Tunon sent word had run out. The 10 Overlord could cast an Edict of Fire on the enemy. The parchment arrived in a slender case of engraved iron, written on it the words of a spell powerful enough to destroy the citadel. You had a choice of when to read the edict. Reading it at sunrise would offer your enemies no warning of the devastation to come. You could also and make amends. Edict of Fire. Yeah, we were here to preserve knowledge. We need to give him a chance to escape. We need a chance to basically preserve what the Citadel has to offer. This thing is all about intelligence, and I'm a professor, alright? Burning down a school is a measure of civilization. Destroying a civilization for military conquest or burning down a library doesn't make any sense at all. So we're going with the Scarlet, this one day's warning. Claiming they still had spies of the Citadel, the Scarlet Course urged you to warn the mages of the Overlord's edict. Granting their request, you met with the enemy under a blue flag of peace and warned them of their doom. Given the Course a spy and the enemy a chance to run. Yeah, run for it. We can't burn everything down. Just because, these two armies can't agree on their shit. You confronted the mages with a warning and hoped the message was received. The hour before the sunset, numerous figures were spotted fleeing the Citadel. As the sun dipped under the horizon, you read the words of the edict. The earth shook and red-orange light glowed in the foundation of the sprawling Citadel. Bubbling up from under the library, a torrent of lava heaved with explosive force, gushing from the windows and between the loose bricks. Melting, winding trenches in the surrounding land. Days later, the flames still raged on. The conflagration continually fed and renewed by the power of the edict. What a waste. What a waste. The Edict of Fire, the armies of Kairos left the devastation of the Vellum Citadel in silence. From that day forward, the Tears came to know the once noble Citadel as the Burning Library. What a waste. That was not my intention at all. My intention was to preserve the library. This was an undisputed loss of resources, knowledge, culture, and life, but a message had been sent. The Overlord will not tolerate defiance. That was bad. As a professor, this is bad. You don't just burn down stuff like that. You just don't burn out stuff like that. But then again, maybe the Overlord wants to send a message. You didn't have long before Tunon called you into service. Once more, you were one of the last to depart from the mountain, and as you journeyed off, you spotted a few campfires in the mountain. They were mere specks dwarfed by the inferno, the last gasps of survivors, or perhaps looters from Kairos' armies bored and daring enough to pick through the ashes. That was bad. That was bad. Conquest complete. You have reached the conquest. Do you want to continue or erase your progress? You know what? We live with our decisions. I did not want that. That was bad. No, the last decision was bad. I mean, come on. The disfavored were uncompromising. You need to be flexible in this kind of situation. Then again, I made the wrong decision by giving Levian's Crossing to the Scarlet Chorus. I don't know what happened there.
The year is 431, and Kairos' invasion has shattered all major opposition in the tiers.
But what about my career?
The Younger Realms, the Bastard Tier, the Free Cities. All who defied Kairos lay broken by battle or bowed in surrender. The two armies of the Overlord, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, now control our lands.
So it's over?
But our will is not yet extinguished. Not entirely. In the valley of Vendrian's Well, those of us unwilling to bow to Kairos have banded together in defiance. Violating an oath of surrender from 2 years prior, we have staged a bloody uprising, murdering the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus garrison in a midnight assault.
You know what's the difference between a rebellion and a revolution? Who wins in the end?
With their main forces spread across the tiers, the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus redeploy to Vendrian's Well to crush the resistance. But months pass with no definitive battle. As disagreement and discord paralyze the Archons, we bide our time and wait for our message of insurrection to spread across the tiers.
They might just throw us out of the continent if this goes on or if this continues.
The Overlord is not amused. And Kairos has one message for the Archons. Crush the Oathbreakers or die. Kairos backs this threat with an edict, A magical commandment that can slay all in the valley should the order be ignored. The honor of proclaiming this edict fell to you. Sent across the mountains to Vendrian's Well, you carry the Overlord's edict to read before the Archons.
So it's the same one that destroyed the library. Oh, this is bad. Oh, and my career was going so well.
As you finally make your way through the winding mountain passes into the valley, the ground trembles, and Kairos' magic seals the way behind you.
Of course.
You are trapped in Vendrian's Well, with Kairos' armies and the Oathbreakers. The only way to survive is to fulfill the terms of the Overlord's edict, in any way that you can.
Yeah. Alright, so it's a do or die type of situation. Fatebinder Nox, I presume we have been expecting you. Welcome to Terratus. If this is your first visit to the world of tyranny, watch for the windows at any time. Game options menu. Let's on to it. Alright. Alright. Conqueror's Will demands... Okay. What's our objective right now? Conqueror's Will demands victory at Vendrian's Well. As Fatebinder of Tunon, you are tasked with delivering the edict to the Archons of the Disfavored and the Chorus. They must defeat the rebellious Vendrian guards soon, or everyone in the valley, allies and enemies alike, will die. Alright. What's this? Spell creation. Oh, we can make spells. Spell creation. Spells are created using 2 or more sigils. The core sigils. Oh, okay. Score and then expression. And then, I don't know what that means, but I'm pretty sure they will tell us as life goes on. And we could definitely find some stuff online about this. How the core shapes itself into the world, such as ball or fire, enchanting. There are several categories. Okay. Select core sigil. Yeah, we can find this again. Empty slot. Searing Calm. New name. Oh, okay. Titan's Touch. Filled with the surge of greatness to might and vitality. Huh. Alright, alright. What do we have here? Ceremonial Fate Binder Armor. Deflection. Armor is 2, but what about this? Rogue's Leathers. Oh! I guess it's better. Is it better? I honestly can't tell. Compared. +1 armor. Bonus damage, bleeding, burden. Okay. A phalanx? A phalanx is... What's a phalanx? Is it a spear? I think it's a spear. Oh, better than... Oh, it's better. Oh. Okay. Letters. What's this? Wrath and Ruin. I wonder why it's not better. Kairos' Edict. What's this? Sanguine Scroll. Why is it bloody? Blood. The friend just spattered with blood does not fade and retain its sickening moisture. Why? Why is it for? What is it for? What is it? Why is it bloody? Oh, it's buffing us up for some reason. But ew! Projectile, area of effect, or spattered, it's not faded. Okay, ew. Quick items, lesser healing potion. Okay, so 1 or 2. But honestly, ew! Why do we have that? Wrath and Ruin, Slash and Pierce. Do we want it? Is it better? Do we want the axe or the hammer? Never mind. But anyways. Oh.
Will do.
Will do. Okay. Aurora. She injured? Okay. Kairos be praised. When I heard the avalanche, I feared the valley was sealed with you on the other side. Oh, no, 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 no. We're not that lucky. But if anything like this ever happens, I'd be too busy digging my way out. I'm one man. I could probably crawl through the cracks or crevices. We were told the Fate Binder was coming. Conversations. Yes, I know how conversations work. Us and true commanders will not say why. It seems Graven, Ash, and the can agree on nothing, least of all battle plans to wipe the Oathbreakers. I trust you bring orders from Tunon that will break this deadlock. Lore, can you hear that hum in the air, the glow in the rocks? The avalanche is Kairos' magic. The Overlord has sealed the valley. Ah, lore experience. Nice. Your senses are more than mine, good Fate Binder. I do not pretend to know much about such things, but if it was Kairos' magic and you're here on important business, well, you don't have to be the Archon of Secrets to guess that you're here to proclaim an edict. What does Kairos have in store for the enemy? 10 years of festering plague, an edict of twisted bones. Our soldiers will complete their task or die. Against us? Yes, it's against us. Us. We, us. But prevents us from taking action. Why would the Overlord punish both? Consider it as your get-along shirt. Forgive me, it is not my place to question. We should have conquered the enemy within weeks of arriving within the valley. If your instinct is to blame the Scarlet Corps, no wonder Kairos resorts an edict to enforce such orders. Yay! Well, yes, there has been a little goodwill between our armies, and you're right. When we act as we do, what choice do we give the Overlord? And you are right, I should not cast blame so freely, especially not when talking to a servant of justice. My apologies. Well, you traveled the wrong way. I won't keep you any further. I'm sure the Archons will want to hear from you at... Her voice falls silent, her attention snapping eastward in alarm. Did you hear that? No, I didn't. More runners, third time this week. The Oathbreakers keep trying to send messages through the mountains to gather help from the valley. She points over to the collapsed path by which you arrive, but they're a bit too late for that now. Come, let us show these Oathbreakers a good fight. Oh shit. Let's do the Titan's touch.
Right.
Okay. And then we're gonna... What's this? Blood of... What does it do? Rain corrosive blood down upon your foes? I mean... Ew! No. I'm gonna conceal the shadows and then backstab the bitch. War! There we go. And then... Backstab. Combat. Tyranny uses possible real-time com because you will often manage blah 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 blah. I'm pretty sure we get like 2. Thieving strike. Oh. Come on.
On it.
Oh. Come on, let's play. Did we miss? God damn it. Okay, talent points. Gone down. That's a whetstone. Let's take it. Ours. Potion of protection. Oh, what next? Alright. Let's try to push. Squeeze through the gap. Do we have the athletics for this? Oh! Alright!
Sorry, I can't.
Why not?
Can't do that.
Alright, let's do the blood thing. You. God damn it. What next? Where do we need to cast some spells and shit. Okay. Let's do the flurry.
Sorry, I can't.
Okay, flurry, and then let's do the whole
Will
single
do.
thieving strike thing. So slow. Only doing one. We're not recouping. Right. There we go. Good job, my man.
Will do.
Oh, that was hard. No loot. Sun Soldier's Javelin. Alright, let's get it. Wait a minute. The soldier, when says you can hit the enter, you can see a hint between his fingers. You're wounded and it's not trivial. This but a scratch. I've seen twice as worse 10 times over. If you let me help. I said I'm fine. Raven Ash protects. You go on and help the others. Fine. You're gonna die. Okay, okay.
Can't do that.
Try and catch me, worm.
The young Scarlet Fury weaves around the Vanguard Guard attackers. Avoiding their weapons with fluid gray, she nods to acknowledge you. A breathless enemy soldier passes a glance at her countrymen. This one's crazy. Too much lead in her water. We should cut our losses and turn back.
Fate Finder. Here at last. Here to join me in putting these cowards out of their misery.
Why not save some for me? For the realm of the Apex, charge! Level their weapons and advance. Fine.
Heads up.
Okay, fine. Let's do the Blood Soak Stone, a combo. Oh, we can do a combo. What happened to that blood thingy? Okay, Blood of the Fallen. Alright, minutes. You know what? You can do that.
Right.
Okay. And then let's do the Blood Soaks the Stone thing on this girl. Ow. Oh, that was awesome. We can do combos. Alright. What can you do, girl? Oh, she can do the bow and arrow thingy. Oh, she's rooted. Oh, crap. Can she do this? Oh, nice. Okay, he got burning damage. Flurry of blows. Wait, when can we do the magic stuff? How can we switch to the magic stuff? I don't know how to do the magic stuff. Anyways, let's just do the flurry of blows. Done.
Right.
Phew. I can tell you didn't spend the conquest in a diplomat's tent. I'm Verse, by the way. But there are more important things to take care of than introductions. Those Vendrian guard we killed didn't come alone.
Alright, ready if you are.
Eager. I like that. Before we go, you might search among the remains of our fallen comrades. Wherever they're bound, I doubt they'll miss their boots, much less any rings or any useful iron they might be clutching.
Alright, practical.
No reason to pity the fallen. Before long, we might wish we'd joined them here. But at least we'll enjoy heavy pockets and warm toes. For the voices of Narat!
Alright, fine, whatever. Loot up. Hours. Is that it? Alright, let's see what we can pillage. None? What's this? The Edict. Alright, we have the Javelin. Let's try the other weapon set. The Whetstone. Scarlet Fury Helm. Does she have a helm? Well, she can have it. Sigil of Reaching Grasp. What does it do? Contains a magical, increases the range of a spell. Oh, okay. Let's learn it. I think I have the lore for it. I think. Oh, nice. New spell accent. We've got the shield and then ceremonial fate binder, 2 nonce glove. Is it the same thing? Okay. I mean, we have the same of each other. Okay. Let's go. Who do we have? Wait, which direction are we supposed to go? Oh, okay. No crap. Eyes forward, no looking back. The Vendrian Guard warrior rose with his falx held high, his words largely lost over the din of combat. Stand aside or your funeral will be over this side of the bluff. I applaud your bravery, but I implore you, lay down. There is no escape. I mean, we're diplomat, but you know what? Fuck it. No escape! And, for Oathbreakers, no surrender! Then we'll settle this with bronze. These fools don't know when to stop. I like that. Reinforcements, hurry! Okay, we're good. Run down the Oathbreakers, let none escape. From the red mob, a blood chanter emerges. Ah, okay. Hold position. All of you, you there, keep to the path. Gestures along. No, don't engage them. We need to run. There's no way out of this city. Okay, let's give you sigil. Okay. Let's do the blood thing. Blood soaked stone. Let's do the basket thing. Oh, that was it. Okay, that was bad. That was bad. Okay, let's stick to the oh, during abilities. Okay. All right, that was bad. That was a bad. Oh, dead. Dead already. All right, we're good. Flurry of blows, and then lesser healing potion. I guess scarlet poison.
On it.
Alright, let's do this. Which one? Oh, companions, whatever. Next. Yes, we know how companions work. Done. Oh, they won. Oh. Done.
Right.
Oh, it's not over yet. Oh, who are you? Come quick, we have a situation on the cliffside. They have the commander. Fine. Wait, we can loot. I can see some stuff. We can loot stuff. Oh, look, we have Vendrian Guard, heavy bronze.
Right.
Stuff to sell. That it? Don't we have like other stuff here?
Sorry, I can't.
Okay, let's just keep going. No, nothing. Who are you? What are you doing? You'll draw attention to me. What? Alright, we have heavy bronze and a gate. What's in the gate? Ah. Decision. No, a hostage situation. Stow your weapons, we find out how long a man screams before hitting the ravine down below. Okay, the Oathbreaker warrior holds his favored officer at knife point. Skewer him, worry not for me. Graven Ash will protect that his favored officer winces blood seeping from the seams of his bracers and cuirass. You heard the man. He plainly invited you to use that little blade of yours. What are you waiting for? Permission from your pimp? I like this one, the mocking blaze. This blade? If you're so eager to see your ally dead, just step closer. Okay, so athletics check. I honestly forgot how much athletics we have. And wrest the knife from him. Oh, you have gained favored. You gain 69. Oh, the Oathbreaker cracks so wide as you lower. That's right now. The rest of you drop your weapons. Oh, it worked! We passed the athletics check. With this attention to the other warriors, you dash forward. He reaches out with his dagger to slay Drastus, but your hand is already on his wrist. With a wrenching twist, you mangle his hand, dropping the dagger harmlessly to the ground. The disfavored rushes forward from either side of you. Tyrell barely managed to strain gas before being hacked and impaled upon their swords and spears. Huh. I mean, I wouldn't have killed him. Kairos be praised, the Oathbreaker fought with the rage of Karen himself. Thank you, Fatebinder. I thought today was my last. Thank you. We passed the athletics check. From the looks of it, they thought if they swarmed the pass, maybe one might make it out. We found a few scraps of parchments on their bodies. A crumpled parchment from your inspection. A student of letters such as yourself, we should be able to make sense of this. Alright, let's not insult anyone. Just examine the parchment, shall we? Repeating the different script explains the Vengeance Guard desire to overthrow the Archons, rout their armies from the tiers, blah blah blah. Pages aren't addressed to any specific reader, but rather openly invites all. Alright, so to whom it may concern then. Trying to bring more useless scrolling. Oh, recruitment material. More traders to the fight. Well, from the looks of it, we kept them from slipping out the valley. Whatever they hope to accomplish, I think their plan died here. The Archons are expecting you. When you're ready, leave by the gate to the southeast and follow the trails downslope for a few hours. You'll see the campfires leagues away. Can't miss it. Huh. Okay. Nice! Alright, we completed this quest. Loot! Oh, look. We have quick finger bangles. Haste. No matter how fast, will never make a sound. +1 quickness. Okay. And then we have fish. Quickness for 100. Honor guards, bronze falx. DPS, bronze axe. Common, crush. What's a falx? That's like a large sword, correct? And then sigil, distant impact. Okay.
Right.
Right, so we know how to end this. And you know what, you guys? That's all the time we have for tonight. I'll see you guys around. Alright. Bye! Thank you for watching, guys. If you want me to play other games here on YouTube, please let me know in the comments. We upload on the weekends, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Also, check out our Twitch channel where you can watch me do this live. And please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do the whole notification button thing to help me out with the algo. Now, class dismissed.